filter monster. And if you have no idea what that is, join the club. We're gonna bring in Lou Caputo to tell us what the filter monster is. I had fun reading about it, Lou, but I was like, I think I just have to see this in action to find out why we need the filter monster this summer. Hey, Phil, good to see you. Happy Father's Day. I know you're the father to many fur babies out there.
I am, that's true. So the reason that you want this is because your air conditioning system in your home probably is leaking air right now, okay? If you've got a furnace for the wintertime, if you have an HVAC system, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, where the filter goes in, it's made to slide the filter in easily, but it doesn't give you a really good seal. So for instance, this is a piece of ductwork right here, okay? And this is typically your furnace would be over here with the blower, and then the ductwork that goes to the rest of the house. Here's the filter, okay? And this is what they're talking about when they say that it's good for any filter that's 1 inch wide up to 25 inches. Now, if you notice, there's a big gap where this fits in right here, okay? So even once I put that filter in there, there's still a lot of space on the inside of this, okay? And I'm gonna show that to you by doing this. I'm gonna bring my lights down real quick in my room because I want you to see something. I got a flashlight in here. Now, Sarah, I want you to see how much light comes through the gap right there. Do you see that? So that's, imagine air coming through that gap right there. That's what we're talking about with the filter monster. That's why you need this. Now, what does the filter monster do? Well, you saw the light that came through, and imagine that that's the air coming through. This is a filter monster right here. Now, this is made of a very nice thick plastic, okay? It has magnets all the way around this. This is metal. All you have to do is take the filter monster, the magnets grab onto that metal just like that. You get 2 of these in the set, so you can actually overlap these and make them into any size that you need. See what I'm talking about? So if it was bigger, I could make it longer, make it smaller, but you just overlap it like this. And by doing that, I have now sealed the gap that's in there. So now the air that you want to be pushing through the filter and going throughout your house isn't going to be leaking out into the room. It's actually going to be doing the job that it's supposed to. Could be hot air, could be cold air, doesn't matter. But right there, that's a great animation of what I just did. You put it right on top of that. It seals the gap, Sarah, that easily. And because it's magnetic, it's reusable, which means when it's time to replace that filter, all you have to do is pull that out, take these off. They come off very, very easily, just like this. They release the metal, and you can use them over and over again. It's something you wouldn't think that you need, but when you think about what you spend for your heating oils, for your air conditioning and everything else, you kind of do need them.
And watching you, I realize I really need this. I'll tell you why, because I'm using tape that keeps falling off, not sticking, rolling up, or over time it sort of breaks down. Tape that doesn't stay stuck. And then you have to take the tape off to put the filter in and out, and that doesn't keep the tape on. So if you're like me and you've kind of, you know, sort of done a little patchwork job and it just not sticking together, this is a perfect time to jump in and get this. I mean, for $16.99, we'll take care of the shipping as well. That's how important we think this product is, and that's how valuable this product can be for you. We're gonna give you a 2-pack. Each one has 2 of the furnace filter monsters. So you're getting a total of 4 of these. And so I like this one size fits all, right, Lou? And they're reusable.
Right, because you overlap them when you put there. Well, think about this too. When the air is getting pushed through here by your furnace, by the blower, by your HVAC system, okay? With these seams right here, with these gaps where this filter goes in and out, and that means that anything coming out of the furnace can get out into the room through the gap, and anything can get sucked into it to get pulled through the rest of the house. Neither of those scenarios is good. And I want to show you this one more time. And if you're sitting there going like, well, I don't understand. Listen, if I were in the studio, I'd have smoke bleeding through here. I'm in my house, so we're not going to blow smoke through this right now. But I want you to see this. When I turn the lights off and I put that flashlight back here, clearly you could see the gap right there, okay? I mean, there's a big, big gap in this. But watch this. If I take my filter monster and put it on here, I'm just going to put it on the top part just so you can see. I'm not even going to do the whole thing. We're just going to do the top just like this. Make sure it's in place, nice and taut. Now watch this. When I put the light back there, you can see the light, but it's nothing compared to light on the bottom. Do you see that? All you're seeing is the light there, but nothing's escaping from it. At the bottom, you can see clearly there's still that hole down there. That's where the air would be seeping through because we haven't sealed that. If we come up here, we're not going to have that problem any longer. So your system is going to work better. It's going to do more of what you want it to do. And you're not going to have that thing. My mom, for instance, in New York, she has a oil furnace up there. Okay. And I can't tell you how much soot is on the floor in the room where that furnace lives because it sneaks out through that gap there. And now, next time I go up there, guess what she's getting? She's getting a set of these, and I'm going to install them myself because it's that easy to do. And you do it in seconds, Sarah, and it takes care of that problem, and you're not using tape to do it. This is the right way to do it.
I've even been sent on an errand from my husband. Go to the hardware store and ask about that tape that you put on the furnace, and
yeah.
And I'm like walking around.
Really
I'm like,
tape,
what? Yeah. And there really isn't anything that is that special.
No.
There isn't anything that works consistently because whatever you put on, you're going to have to take it off and put it back on again every time you change your filter. Where have these been all my life? And I love that I don't have to be a contractor. I don't have to be a plumber or a furnace guy to figure this out. Anyone can do this because there's magnets all the way around. So who needs
Oh my gosh, everybody. Anybody who's got
anybody
a furnace,
who has
anybody
a furnace, right?
Yeah, basically. Well, and it's funny too, because it's not just for wintertime. It's not just for furnaces. A lot of people out there have a whole, what they call HVAC, the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, all combined into one that uses the same ductwork and uses the same system. This is going to work on those. And that's why you really got to think about it and say to yourself, my gosh, what is going in and what is coming out? You know, how much am I losing with my furnace by not having something on there? This is going to keep everything in there, and it's going to stop it from sucking anything in as well and going through the ductwork, because that's expensive to get that cleaned as well.
Yeah.
So this is just, it's something that no one ever thought of before. And I'm like, why not? Why didn't anybody think of this?
Well, Lou, you should take all the credit because it is kind of a really cool, amazing invention. And the fact that you get 4 for less than $17, I mean, honestly, you could share this with a friend or a neighbor and get the job done. And it certainly is going to look a heck of a lot better than tape or foam or aluminum foil or whatever it is you're trying to patchwork together at home. Lou, thanks so much for giving us such a great idea on the FilterLock. Already very popular. Order yours now online or go to hsn.com. 809423 is your item number. And we have free shipping on that today. All right, still yet to come. Let's get ready to get those drains clean.